Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to week 27 of the DC Sports Digest. Make sure to like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get started. On to the Nationals, we lost the Phillies series, but we did win our first series of the season against the Giants, and unfortunately lost last night's game against the A's, where we, pitcher, I forgot who exactly it was, but he did really well, and we left a lot of runners on base, and really, it was just very unfortunate, lost 2-1. Probably the biggest news from last week was Steven Strasburg officially retired, so thank you to him. Hasn't really played much since that World Series run, unfortunately, but good that he was able to retire. And coming up, we have the A series finishing. We play the Dodgers, and we have the Astros at home, which will be our World Series 5-year reunion, which is pretty cool. So look forward to that. On to the Wizards, we lost to the Raptors, Timberwolves, and a close one against the Bulls last night. I was watching the end of that game, and fortunately we could not pull it together because that probably is our last win, even though we're playing the Celtics tomorrow. Tomorrow. But even if they're sitting all their players, which they probably are, because they've won 60 games. I still don't see us winning. I was hoping we could get one more win to close out the season. But no, we officially clinched our worst record in franchise history. I think it was 19 before, and we've won 15 games this year, it's really unfortunate. Speaking of that, I'm going to have a season recap, because if you recall correctly, I predicted 30 wins for the Wizards this year. So I'll do kind of a recap. I'll kind of look back at my predictions and look back at some bright spots, some not so bright spots, and looking toward the future as the draft and other things going on in the off season. Like I said, Celtics tomorrow to end the season, and I will have a recap coming next week. And the Capitals, we beat the Red Wings, but lost to the Sabres in overtime. Lost to the Senators in overtime, and lost to the Sabres in regulation. So that Sabres one was just really tough. It really felt like the end of the season, but really looking at it, it's technically not over yet. It really did eliminate the possibility of getting this third in the Metro spot, but we still can get a wild card. I'll pull up the standings here. Third in the Metro, the Islanders have 89. So like I said, I saw something on NHL. They can literally clinch today. There's some different scenarios that they can clinch. I would say that's pretty much just about over. But the Penguins have the third wild card right now. And then right behind them is the Red Wings with 85, us with 85, and the Flyers with 85. So it's going to be those four teams pretty much fighting for that wild card spot here. We do have one more game against the Flyers and a game in hand against them. Red Wings, not really. I don't exactly know how the tiebreakers work. Hopefully we won't have to rely on that. But the problem is we just won last night. Whatever game against the Sabres. We would need a little less help from other teams. But now we need some help from other teams. But it's technically not over, but I honestly don't have that much faith in us. It's just Caps love to give us hope, and then it doesn't work out. And we still have some tough games. We have the Lightning, and the Bruins and Flyers to end the season. Those are all playoff teams. Or at least the Flyers are close, but hopefully they're not a playoff team. Hopefully we're a playoff team. And hopefully next week I don't have to make another season recap, because the NHL playoffs start next Saturday. So either we'll be playing on that Saturday or Sunday or whatever in the playoffs, or I will be making another season recap. So hopefully we are doing the first thing I said and making the playoffs. But we shall see this week. A lot of nerve-wracking games coming up. And finally, on to the Commanders. I forgot to talk about this guy we signed from the International Pathway Program. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but I think he played on the Cardinals, in 2022, and we signed him from the Pathway Program. Got people like Efe Obada from there. And then the only other thing that happened, make this up. James Smith-Williams signed with the Falcons, not the Saints, which is kind of unfortunate. So we really have totally blew up our edge with Chase Young, Montez Sweat, obviously, James Smith-Williams, and Casey Tuhill going. Those were our top 4 edge rushers last year. And we kind of changed it up. We got Dorrance Armstrong, Clelin Ferrell, Dante Fowler, and we kept Efe Obada. And we still could go with edge in the draft. I think we did a good job of kind of retooling, at least making some solid signings and depth pieces at edge, kind of to replace everyone here, which is good. And speaking of kind of all these drafting, I wanted to put some numbers in all the people we've gotten by position for these top 30 visits. These are, I think, the ones we've already visited so far. Maybe more coming up, so we'll see for the top 30 visits. Here's a list of them right here. I will scroll down through. So, a little bit of everything. I think we've talked to some solid people so far, and we'll see what happens with the draft literally in less than 2 weeks. I'm really excited. Yeah, that's all for the Commanders for now. And I kind of want to talk about the Mystics and Defenders, maybe start incorporating them as the Wizards and Caps season ends, because I won't have, soon we'll just have the Nationals, which will be really quick. So I wanted to add some of this stuff. So the NBA draft, I think, is in 2 days. So definitely a very, very good WNBA draft this year. So we could definitely get some good players. And the DC Defenders started the season 1-1. And we have a game against the Arlington Renegades today. So I will try to do a bit more recap for those two teams and maybe include some other teams. But I think I'll just keep with these two for now, especially in the summer when I'm just going to have the Nationals. And yeah, that's all I have for today. Keep an eye out for 2 more mock drafts for this week and next week before the actual NFL draft. I'm probably going to film the one for Monday, right after this. So yeah, stay tuned, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.